And we are live. What's good, everybody? It's your man, DL Saint. Welcome. I really want to know podcast, man. We are back. We are back, man. It's good to be back. Good to see you guys. If you were here yesterday, you guys heard the story of what happened to me and why I was gone for 65 days, over 65 days. And yesterday kicked off our new segment. Every Tuesday, we're going to talk about crime and punishment in America. So Crime and Punishment Tuesdays. Yesterday was our first episode. I ain't gonna lie, I'm proud of it. I thought it was nice. I thought it was cool. We were talking about AI judges, like should AI take over the courtroom? Judges, prosecutors, defense attorneys, but more to the point, I was like AI judges. We had a pretty good conversation, man. I hope you were there. If you're not, please go check it out. And for all of the new people to the channel, man, thanks for subscribing. What's happening? Good to see y'all. Don DeMarco to y'all for joining, subscribing. Don DeMarco, appreciate it. You know what I mean? Appreciate it. We've been going heavy, hard and heavy with shorts, and people, America attention spans are getting even shorter. So those shorts are great. People are seeing stuff. They're watching the shorts. They're commenting. Appreciate all your comments. And just so you guys know, if you submit a comment to one of my videos or something like that, and the comment disappears or it gets taken down or whatever, just know that's not me. I don't do that. But YouTube has done that in the past, but I don't do that. Just so you know. So don't think that, oh man, he doesn't want to hear the truth, or he doesn't want to hear me, or he doesn't want to hear my truth. It's not me. If you make a comment, and it's like normal, socially accepted and all that good stuff. I mean, it's a regular comment, whether you agree with me or don't agree with me, but it's respectful. I'm gonna acknowledge it somehow. I might like it, I might thumbs up it, I might even send a response. But if you send in some crazy trolly whatever comment, something racist or sexist or whatever, then I'm just gonna ignore it. I'm not gonna say anything. I won't remove it. If somebody else wants to comment on it, I'll let them. And if it's somewhere in between, I'll probably, like, if I don't understand what you're saying, or if I'm like, okay, I get it, that's, you know what I mean, you throwing me shade, I'll just say thank you for your comment. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So, and I mean it. I appreciate it. I appreciate the engagement. That's going to help with the algorithms, going to help push the platform. But I do want you guys to know that I don't remove any of that. I don't do it. If it goes away, it's because YouTube did it, not me. Yeah, man. Is that it? Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. What else am I supposed to say? I think that's it. I don't have a bunch of notes in front of me. I did a video today breaking down a close call with two air carriers at Boston Logan Airport. I guess it happened last Saturday or something like that. And I had it in on my notes, on my to-do list, so I did it today. We broke that down in the shorts as well. You guys should check it out. And for those of you who don't know, I am a retired FAA air traffic controller, Federal Administration air traffic controller. I worked for over 20 years in the business. I began in the Army in 1990 as a tactical air traffic controller. I was airborne, which meant I was a very highly skilled grunt. That's all I meant. We had a technical job, but man, when you're a paratrooper, you jump out the airplane with the grunts, and then you go do what you do on the ground, on the drop zone, and then you go do your mission. So that's how I got started. Took me 4 years to get into the FAA, but I got in thanks to some very, very important people in my life, some people who really changed my life to help me get in. And I did my best. I had a great time. It was a great career. And I'm so happy. I'm definitely happy it is over. Being retired, in your 50s is cool. It's really cool. So I think that's all the paperwork. Want to get all that out there. I think I've just, been blah, blah, blah long enough. Today, we're going to talk about Byron Allen. And we're going to talk about his BuzzFeed acquisition and what he wants to do with BuzzFeed. Hey, guys, he wants to compete directly with YouTube. That's what he wants to do. I think that's an outstanding idea. And he is a billionaire. I think he's the dude that can make that happen. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the pros and cons. We're going to watch a video and all that good stuff. So let's get into it. And we are live. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the I Really Want to Know podcast, y'all. Get some indeed, man. So yeah, man, we're definitely gonna get into it. Before we do, bro, we got the real one in the building. Brother Ted's in the building. What's happening, fam? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Um, yeah, man, good to see you. I'm glad you're here. For those people who are ninja watching out there, shadow watching, man, I appreciate you. You don't have to say anything, but I would really appreciate it if you did want to put your 2 cents in. I really care about what you think. I really want to know, hence the term. And on this platform, for those who are new to this platform, man, we talk about everything. we talk about air traffic control today. We're talking about a BuzzFeed acquisition by a billionaire, Byron Allen, which is pretty good. You know, we talk about what's going on with the war. We talk about Zoran Mamdani. He seems to be the new kingmaker up in New York. Every politician that he backs won in New York last night. So shout out to him. Shout out to those people who were able to unseat incumbents, man. Like we're gonna talk about that, man. That's no small feat. We talk about red pill stuff. This book's Extinction. We did a video on that. It's doing pretty good out there for my platform. It's doing really good for my platform. This book was written by Dr. Deborah Shaw. And I am just about done reading this. I just got it a couple of days ago. Literally just got it out of my mailbox. And it's 8 chapters. It's a pretty quick read. I just got one more chapter to read. And I think it's worth reading. I will warn you, in chapter 7, at the end of chapter 7, they're talking about the future of dating and sex in America, and they're talking about the bots, like the sex bots and the dolls that are out there now. There is a very disturbing part at the very end of that chapter talking about the dolls and who's buying them and why. And I mean, I'm not going to go into it, but it was so disturbing I had to put the book down. That's why I didn't finish reading it today. I had to put the book down. And I mean, it's just, when you read books that are just informing you and just people who are doing research and using science or whatever, you can't get mad. You can't kill the messenger. But it was very disturbing. And I mean, it kind of I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. But if you read the book, which I think you should, I think it's a good read, especially if you're in the manosphere, the mano swamp, the red pill world. This book has pushed the red pill message into the mainstream, in my opinion. And now mainstream media and all the regular talking heads are talking about it. I think it's just a matter of time before Dr. Deborah will be on The View, matter of time before she's on MSNBC, just a matter of time before maybe she's on Fox. Like, the conservative media has always been kind to her, and the liberal media has shunned her in the past. But this book will probably bring her back into the spotlight because people are talking about the loneliness epidemic and, mate selecting between men and women, and we're not having babies, and no one's getting married and all that kind of stuff. All these red pill talking points. She did a good job covering it. But if you do read the book, she gives you warning. It says you might want to go ahead and skip ahead to chapter 8. And man, you might want to do that. I read it, and boy, I should have skipped ahead. I should have skipped ahead. So yeah, that's a good book. Sextinction. Check it out. I got it on I ordered that one on Amazon. In fact, when I'm done, I'm going to go on Amazon. I'm going to leave a positive review. Support authors out there, guys. And she's been around a long time. She knows what she's talking about. She's a neuroscientist. She's a doctor. And she studied sex, in America. Like, she studies, sexual mating and all that kind of stuff. And it's worth reading. Brother Tez, it's not going to happen, but it will be people like me with smaller channels and podcasts like mine. Yeah. I mean, mainstream is mainstream now, bro. Like, the red pill, if that's what you're talking about, man, the red pill message is 100% mainstream. I knew it was going to happen back in the day when Fresh and Fit first started, when I was rocking with them heavy, when they first started, when they were just talking about fitness and dating. I was telling them, I said, hey, man, this is going to go mainstream. This right here is this message. This is going to be mainstream. People are going to be talking about it because everyone wants to know why men are struggling, why women are struggling to meet, and what's going on in the world, like the 80-20 rule and the 3 6s, and I mean, like the family court, why dudes don't want to get married, like how come so many men are struggling, but there's a small percentage of men who are doing really well, and why is that? So that was years ago. That was 3 or 4 years ago. I was telling Myron and Fresh that Myron, of course, went on to kind of get into the hate business, and his politics is like so extreme. So because I thought that Fresh and Fit would be one of the go-tos when it became mainstream, but nah, that's not gonna happen with them. But you'll notice that people like Professor Scott Galloway are talking about it, and he's 100% in line with red pill talking points, and he's not red pill. You look at Michael Certain, who calls himself red pill adjacent, but the guys own him. The red pill world, the manosphere, they own him. They claim him, and his thing, is always talking about Dr. David Buster's work, and he's always talking about that stuff. Still red pill talking points. So, and he was interviewed by local media on the West Coast, thought it was going to be a hit piece, but it wasn't. It actually turned out to be pretty decent. You saw that Louis Theroux hit piece on the manosphere. People saw that, and then that raised a lot of questions. So it's going to continue to be, in my opinion, maybe not forefront, like maybe not right out there front center, but it's gonna, right now it's on the fringes of mainstream, and you got legit outlets asking questions and looking for people to talk to, and that's what's going on. And Tez was saying I was talking about BuzzFeed. Oh, my bad. He's talking about the BuzzFeed acquisition. We're gonna talk about that right now. Byron Allen bought it, so we're about to get into it. We're gonna hear from what he's talking about. What's good, fam? Don DeMarco, man. You jumped in last night right at the end, man. What's happening?
Don DeMarco.
Good to see you. Good to see you, man. I'm so glad to be back. So glad to see you rocking out and support, man. Appreciate you, bro. I hope all's well. Hope everything's going good in your life, man. How's everything going on your end? You heard about my end. You heard about what I went through. But I mean, hey, man, anything that don't kill you makes you better, bro. So I definitely learned a lot, and we're gonna, continue to build on that. I'm working on a book. I'm gonna talk about my experience being in county jail for 65 days, bro. What an experience. What an experience. We're gonna, again, every Tuesday, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about crime and punishment, man. But it's good to see you, brother Pitney, man. It's always a pleasure. So let's get into this, man. Byron Allen. For those who don't know, Byron Allen is a comedian turned billionaire. He bought the Weather Channel, if I'm not mistaken. That's what got him to the bread. And Weather Channel's still around and he's doing great things with that. I mean, obviously the man's a billionaire, but he bought BuzzFeed. And we're gonna watch this. I found this Bloomberg video. Byron Allen wants to turn BuzzFeed into a free TV super app. And basically what he wants to do is turn it into a streaming platform, and he wants to compete directly with YouTube. That's what he wants to do. He wants to compete directly with YouTube. So I think that this is great, because a lot of people will say, well, there Rumble's out there, and then you got all these other platforms like Twitch and all that kind of stuff, Kick, and you got X doing their thing. Let's face it, man. YouTube has no direct competition. YouTube can do what they want to do when they want to do it. Simple as that. If they don't want to push your product, man, they will just shadow ban you and not push your product because they don't like your product being your message, whatever it is you're talking about. If they want to suppress you in the algorithm, they'll suppress you in the algorithm. If they don't want to pay you, they will demonetize you and not pay you, but still make money off of your content. They'll take money. In some cases, like with Fresh and Fit thing, Fresh and Fit was bringing in so much money, it was costing YouTube hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. But YouTube didn't care. They didn't want the money because they didn't want that message out there, right? They wanted to stop them. And, Fresh and Fit kept going. So YouTube can do all these things because they have no direct competition. Where are you going to go into, in these YouTube trenches and do better than you can do on YouTube? Like people talk about TikTok, man. No, TikTok can make you TikTok famous, but you won't make any money. People talking about Instagram, same thing. Rumble. I mean, the only way to make money off of Rumble, in my opinion, is to have a deal, a partnership deal with Rumble where they're actually cutting you a check to put your product on their platform, which they have done. But I think they went and they did their thing, and I don't think they got the returns they were hoping for. So Rumble is going to be niche, always be niche. There's no one that has come up to challenge YouTube. So now we have a billionaire who wants to do that, right? He wants to do that. So, you know, I hope he's successful. And Byron Allen is a respected billionaire businessman. He can get the money he needs to do what he says he wants to do, in my opinion. But, you know, let's listen to it from his perspective. Let's hear what he has to say. And before we get started, guys, I have upgraded here in Tampa with my internet provider to the highest broadband width that they have. I got the highest speed that they have available. Bought some other gadgets that, like, even like if the power goes out, because you know we have really bad storms down here in Florida. If the power goes out, I have a backup that kicks in automatically to allow me to continue for up to an hour. At least I can keep going and just wind it down instead of just being abruptly just shut down. So I hope the glitching thing has gotten better. I don't think we'll be able to completely eliminate it, but I hope it's gotten better. You know, the techniques I'm using here when I'm doing the production stuff in the background, I'm shutting down a bunch of extra windows. So if it's glitching, I just want to apologize in advance, but I'm going to continue to work on that problem to do whatever we got to do. Hopefully we'll blow up and become like a real big platform. And then I can go to my providers like, look, if y'all don't fix this, I'm going to somebody else, kind of thing, and put some pressure on them. And maybe they'll give me a tech person that'll come in here and fix everything or whatever. But just so you guys know, I have upgraded to the highest bandwidth, the highest speed, and let me know in the comments if the glitching is not as bad, or is it worse, or is it the same as it used to be. Please let me know. And yeah, Brother Penny's right. Like, the only alternative is Twitch, but there are serious problems with their discovery algorithm and user interface, so much so that many of the content creators on Twitch are bolting. And which is the practice of paying or botting. They're botting, sorry about that, which is the practice of paying automated servers and AI agents to artificially increase your view count. Appreciate that, man. See, you're always on top of it, bro. you already know what it is. And people are doing that everywhere. Folks are getting started. They're taking loans out in some cases. They're investing money that they have into their platforms. They want to hit the ground running. And so, yeah, people are botting. They'll go out. They'll pay for likes. They'll pay for subscribers. And then YouTube is also trying to cut down on that as well. Other platforms, maybe they just kind of turn a blind eye to it. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, they say The Wire was doing that. You know, they took such a hit politically with what's going on with Trump, what's going on with Israel. They took such a big hit that they say that they were buying views and, you know, botting and all that kind of stuff, man. So that's crazy. And they've been established forever. So, like, big established platforms have been investing money trying to stay relevant, where these, you know, other platforms came from out of nowhere and are doing really well. So this thing right here, if this is true, if Byron Allen is successful and he can actually compete with YouTube, that's going to only benefit the content creators and the viewers out there, because they're going to stop restricting and they're going to push everything, even if it costs them money. And I'm talking about YouTube and BuzzFeed. But let's get in here and see what they have to say, man. So here we go.
I do want to talk about your business. And you've acquired a lot over the years, and now you're acquiring a majority stake in BuzzFeed.
Yes.
Why?
BuzzFeed is a phenomenal brand. It's magnificent.
Still?
Oh, yeah. It's been around for 20 years. Peretti has done a great job. Everybody knows BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
And HuffPo. These great brands.
The brand's in decline in terms of readership.
Yeah, I mean, look,
Yeah.
what happens is that, you lose, the algorithms change, don't let anybody come in between you and the customer. Those are my 3 business rules. Number 1, don't let anybody come in between you and the customer. Number 2, don't run out of money. And number 3, don't break rules 1 and 2. And I think, the whole algorithm changing over Facebook, that gave it a little bit of a dip, but that's going to be corrected. Now we have more direct to the consumer interfacing. So BuzzFeed is phenomenal. HuffPost is phenomenal, and so is Tasty. I mean, listen, me, a lot of guys like to buy businesses in the penthouse and take them down to the lobby. I like to buy them in the lobby and take them to the penthouse.
Well, you're kind of paying penthouse price.
Okay. So for those who don't know, BuzzFeed started out, man, they were to the moon. It was one of the top companies out there doing the business, doing what they do. And then it fell off. And people like old boy was saying in his interview, was like, oh, it's because of leadership or for whatever reason, it fell off. What's Byron Allen doing? He's doing what all really good businessmen do. They find something that has decreased in value, that had a big brand name, that was doing all right, and all of a sudden it's doing bad. Stock shares are just crashing. And they do their research. They figure out what's going on with that company, and then they assess if that company has value. And apparently Byron Allen just said, yeah, this company has value, just like he said. So he was able to buy this existing company for, a fraction of what it was worth at its peak. And in his mind, he's thinking, I can bring it back. It's a bold move, but that's what happens, in business every single day. You just kind of look at it. It's, you guys remember, who was that? The kitty guy, you know what I mean? Is it Raging Kitty or something like that? And the whole shorting of GameStop, and Kitty was like, yo, I think it's a good value in this company. That's why I keep buying the stocks. And he got all these regular people, and they called it dumb money. I think that's the name of the movie. All these regular people came in, dumping their money in, and they were able to stop the hedge funds from shorting this company, run the company into the ground and then selling it off at a profit and making money off of it. The short position went the other way, and they almost broke a hedge fund. The hedge fund actually went out of business eventually, but he went and got help from his other hedge fund friends, and they were able to stave off a little bit, this position. And then actually they wound up doing something illegal, going to Robinhood. They went to the source where the people, the regular folks, the bottom 99%, how they were buying these shares. They went in there and stopped them from buying stock. You can only sell a stock, which was crazy. And if you haven't seen the movie, it's a great movie. It's called Dumb Money. Or if you want, you can actually go and just look up and read all the articles about it. And to my knowledge, no one went to jail for that. Robinhood's still around. The hedge fund that was actually had the short position to begin with, they eventually went out of business, but all the rest of them are still there. So crazy work how that goes. But hey, man, that's business. Byron Allen sees a company that had a whole bunch of value, and he watched it slide, and he believes the company still has value. He's going to go in here and turn it around, make some money.
I mean, this stock was trading for less than $1, and when the headline crossed the Bloomberg terminal a few days ago, you're paying $3 for this. Why?
Yeah, I bought 40 million shares.
Yeah.
At $3, and I took 52% of the company, and I got 20 million cash today and a 5-year note, $100 million promissory note, 5% interest, due payable in 5 years. Let's just remember 5 years ago the stock was $40 a share. Let's remember that this company at one point had a $1.7 billion market cap. What I'm going to do with BuzzFeed with Jonah, and Jonah is.
So are you running this?
I mean, wow, look at this. He could have bought that. He could have bought his shares at under $1. He chose to go $2 over where it was trading or whatever, close to $2 over. So he's buying it at $3 a share. He could have bought it for $1.40 or maybe $1, maybe less than $1 a share. I wonder why he did that. He definitely knows something that we don't know. And Byron Allen, he plans to acquire 52% stake and take over as chairman and CEO of BuzzFeed, which he did. He will create new shows, license existing movies and TV shows. Okay. So that's going to have him competing with Netflix and Amazon and Amazon Prime and Apple and all those people. And hopes to do more with BuzzFeed, Shopping Channel, and Tap AI. Okay, so, and he said he has, You know, he got $100 million out there he's going to work with, like $20 million. Like, I guess he has $20 million up front he's going to use initially. And then I didn't understand those numbers, which is fine because I'm not in that world. But, you know, it sound like big numbers to me, especially that $100 million part.
Sir Joe.
We're running it together.
Okay.
I'm chairman and CEO, and he's
Okay.
going to stay on board, and he's going to be president of AI. Okay?
President of AI.
BuzzFeed AI. BuzzFeed AI.
Is that just a buzzword or is there substance behind it?
There
What
is
that?
serious. Well, come on now.
Well, explain it to me.
Okay, look at
because everybody's throwing AI on everything these days. You know that.
Okay, Romaine AI. I'm not even talking to a human being right
Great,
now. I'm talking to Romaine
Great. My
AI.
value just skyrocketed.
You just went up a lot.
Right.
I mean, come on. I mean, you're talking about a guy who's really, in my opinion, he's a creative genius.
Mhm.
Look at what he did. He's one of the first people. So just stop right there. You put a period on.
I wanted to work for him back in the day. He wouldn't hire me.
He wouldn't hire you. I know why, because you were doubting him. You can't doubt the man if you want to work for the man, but you got a great job. You did okay with Bloomberg.
I did.
So here's what I would tell you. It's real simple. He has built a foundation that we're going to simply build on. We're not going to change all of this and that. I just spoke to everybody who works there and everything. I think I'm not taking away tabs. We're building on what you already have. Now, what they don't have is they're not in the streaming business, free streaming business in a big way. Now,
when you say streaming, like live
streaming, video streaming,
okay, video
streaming, right? I mean, we're going after YouTube.
Okay,
get your mind around that. I'm gonna say it again. We're going after YouTube.
So when you address
that's the part that made me perk up. I had this thing running in the background. I was doing something in the house. Maybe I was reading. I don't know what I was doing. And I heard that part. He was like, we're going after YouTube. And he said it twice. That made me stop whatever it is I was doing. And I sat down and I'm like, I began to listen. Right. He made the declaration on Bloomberg television. You best believe the people at YouTube was watching. They're like, hey, this dude's coming for us. He's a billionaire. Right. He's got $100 million right now. He's got a loan out right now. He's got 5 years to make something happen before he has to roll that loan over. And he has access to other funds and more money. So on his own, let alone bringing in other folks and raising additional capital so he can make this thing work. I think that this is a great idea. Yes, I'm definitely biased in this decision, in my opinion, I should say, because I'm a content creator. But if YouTube takes this threat serious, which they should, because they're dealing with the man of means, you know, who knows other men of means, YouTube is going to begin to chill out on all their restrictive stuff and anti-creator, small creator habits that they've picked up over the years. They're going to go back to the YouTube of old and they're going to push everything. Because you notice on YouTube, they don't push long form content. They're only pushing short form content because they want to compete with Instagram and TikTok, right? But now they're like, oh, we can't just forget about what's going on. We got a threat coming our way, and they know they only have a small window of time to prepare because by now they got to set stuff up. They got to invest in their infrastructure, figure out how they're going to do it, which, all they got to do is model what's already out there. So they're going to be able to set up all this stuff, get their streaming stuff going, and they're going to have to begin to entice content creators to come over to BuzzFeed. I already went to BuzzFeed. I'm just waiting for them to do their upgrades, get everything ready. I'm definitely going over there, right? But they're going to want to get the big streamers, people like Joe Rogan. Hey, Joe, why don't you, we'll give you this if you, put your content over here on BuzzFeed too. They're going to go after people like Mr. Beast or whatever, like those mega big people. But they're also going to go after folks like the Critical Drinker. They're going to go after get Disney, like, hey, Disney, why don't you go ahead and put some of your stuff over here? They're going to go after people with, million plus views to just, hey, why don't you come over here and cut them deals? And then for the small creators, like, hey, why don't you come over here? We're going to show you a little bit of love. What's YouTube doing for you over there? We can beat that. Come over here. We're still going to let you stay on YouTube, but come over here and then we're going to show you some love and give you some support. And we're not really going to, trip on your content. We're not going to make our rules vague. We're going to tell you this is it. Just don't do this and you're good on our platform. If that happens, YouTube is going to try to undercut them. YouTube is going to say, hey, we got to get ahead of this, man. and they're going to start promoting and pushing and giving away money to little bitty content creators and medium-sized content creators. And they're going to go strike some deals with the big guys. Hey, can we do something to make it exclusive? What do you guys want? That's what I'm hoping is going to happen. Right? That's what I'm trying to, convey to everyone. If that's a thing and they begin to fight YouTube and BuzzFeed and they're fighting for content, the content creators are going to do well until that war is over. And then once the war is over, if YouTube wins, they'll go back to restricting stuff. But by then, your platform would have grown and the algorithm would know you and it won't really matter. Like, okay, maybe you lose a little bit of income, but most of the small creators will be happy. And the big creators won't care either way. They're like, I'm getting paid. So let's keep going.
Employees today, the general sort of pitch was that a bigger push into streaming.
Yes.
Bigger
Free
embrace
streaming.
of YouTube.
Free streaming.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going.
And how do you make money off that? Ads?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest streamer on the planet is YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and there's only YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
This is America. We have Coke and Pepsi. Why is it that we only have one free streamer? We're gonna have YouTube and we're gonna have BuzzFeed.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have both. By the way, if you really think about it, Romain, most of the content, 99.9% of the content sitting at YouTube is non-exclusive.
Right.
So what I would say to the content creators, put it at YouTube, which you're gonna do anyway, and also put it at BuzzFeed. Do you want one check or do you want two checks? Two checks, better than one.
Do you have the infrastructure already to do that? Or
Yeah.
Two checks is better than one. And I like that follow-up question. Do you have the infrastructure to do that? I don't think the infrastructure is there. I think they're going to have to make some improvements, some upgrades or whatever, but he has the money to do it. So yeah, you heard what he said. I'm going after the biggest dog on the planet. We about to do this. And I'm liking it, man. So Tej, you heard what he said, man. So he's trying to include streaming and pre-recorded videos to BuzzFeed. Yeah, he's trying to do exactly what YouTube is doing, and he's just gonna try to do it cheaper. Brother Petty's like, personally, I love a platform that eliminate all the shorts. Shorts are made for microscopic attention spans. Exactly, man. You're right about that. Oops, my bad. I was showing somebody else's thing and reading yours. BuzzFeed has the opportunity to differentiate itself by emphasizing long form content and streaming. I agree with you. And I think they're definitely going to do that. They could set themselves apart by resisting the urge to TikTok-y. And I think they're going to do both. I think if BuzzFeed, I'm assuming they got some real smart people in the room. And I guarantee you there's going to be someone in the room kind of like me, like, yeah, man, let's just go after, let's get these people to come over here. Let's get them to get two checks instead of one. And then there's going to be people, it's going to be someone like you in there is like, well, listen, the number one complaint for these content creators is everyone is being forced to do short form content. They want to do long form content. There's enough people out there who consume long form content. Let's emphasize that. I bet you there's someone in the room, Brother Pitney, that's just like you. There's like, yo, let's highlight that. Let's guarantee these content creators that we are not going to put you off to the side because you're doing long form. In fact, we're going to reward you for doing long form content. And then we're going to help you break it up into short forms like that we want to do. Like YouTube has their thing, they had their YouTube shorts or whatever. So it's like, look, we hear you. We see what's going on. We're going to support the long form content, which is something I love, by the way. I've always loved long form content. I don't really like shorts, right? And I'm not the only one. Obviously, Brother Penny said it before me. So I think that's what they're going to do, man. And then I think they're going to be creator friendly. And I believe they're going to listen to their consumers as well. They might not, you don't have to really talk to consumers, just look at what they're consuming. But I'm sure they're going to, do a lot of questionnaires and all that. But the infrastructure part is that's a real question. And I think a real concern, but I think he's going to invest heavily in the infrastructure and get it up and running. It's not like they have nothing. BuzzFeed has shit. They just have to improve upon what they have. And they're going to need money for the AI anyway. So that's what I think is going to happen.
Yes,
to build
and we're
it.
building it out. And
Yeah.
also, that's what he's going to do. That's the AI. The AI allows you to build that infrastructure out much faster, much more efficiently. So that's the substance behind the AI. Without AI, I would not be sitting next to you saying, we're going after YouTube. And also, let me explain.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I invested a little over $150 million to build out a streaming app called Local Now.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Local Now. So Local Now uses artificial intelligence and proprietary software to curate, aggregate, and stream super hyper local news, weather, sports, and traffic. Geofence to your zip code. Yeah, it is magnificent. Here's the problem. No one knows about it.
I didn't.
Now, here's the other thing. We won Best Streamer twice. Let's pause.
Yeah.
Let's appreciate that moment. We've won Best Streamer twice. Okay, we beat Netflix, we beat Amazon, we beat Hulu,
Yeah.
we beat Paramount Plus, we beat them all twice. No one knows about it. Now I'm going to take that technology, I'm going to marry it. I'm going to marry it with BuzzFeed and HuffPost. Now they're in the streaming business. 30,000 movies, TV shows, and documentaries, over 600 fast channels, 400 ABC, NBC, CBS affiliates providing their local news. Overnight, they're a major streamer. And this is the perfect intersection of free streaming,
Okay.
premium content using AI for free. See, I had dinner one night with Reed Hastings, the founder of Netflix.
Right.
And I said, hey, Reed, what keeps you up at night? He said, YouTube. I said, YouTube? He said, yeah, Byron, if they start presenting and, start delivering premium content for free, how do I get people to pay me XYZ per month? I said, got it. I'm going to curate and aggregate really terrific premium content and give the world what they want.
How do you?
Free.
Bro, this is one hell of a pitch. This is one hell of a pitch. And this video, I think, is a few months old. It's one hell of a pitch. If he could pull it off, bro, I'm not saying he'll defeat YouTube, but he will entrench himself. Like you said, Coke and Pepsi. You know what I mean? McDonald's and Burger King. He will entrench himself to a point where there's a viable alternative for content creators. There's a viable alternative for Hollywood. There's a viable alternative for you fill in the blank. I didn't even know about his streaming service and that he won top streamer twice. I didn't know about that. And he's saying like, yeah, nobody knows about it. He's like, bro, we got this thing. And he said, it's geo-located. It's geo-fenced to. So when I stream, it's going to prioritize here in Central Florida or all of Florida, and then the East Coast, and then this hemisphere, and then all the rest of the world, which would be cool. I mean, I don't want to lose my supporters in in the UK or in Australia or Africa. I don't want to lose them. Canada, you know what I mean? I don't want to lose that. But at the same time, I would love to gain more eyeballs, more traction here in Central Florida and in greater in Florida itself, because I want to do in real life events and stuff like that. So this is music to my ears. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like that is more important than, getting the AdSense money. To be honest with you, if I can just have an algorithm that's really going to focus on where I am and go out from there. I mean, bro, you know how much we can do? Just think about it. How many events can we have? I'm a stand-up comedian, just like Byron Allen was back in the day. People keep talking about how I keep telling y'all, really good stand-up comedians are smart. Like they just are. And he did like Tonight Show and all that. So he kind of made it up there to the highest echelon in stand-up comedy before he got into whatever he's got into, the money and all that. But I will be able to have shows throughout Florida, and I will be able to reach the folks who are closest to me. Hey man, we're going to come to Fort Myers. We're going to come to Orlando. We're going to come to, Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach. We're going to go to wherever, Jacksonville, and do a show. And for someone like me, I do a small show, man, get a couple hundred people. And man, just do the math. You do one show, a couple hundred people, man, you're looking at on average, probably $50 a head. Just, tickets, right? You're probably looking at, well, let's take that back. Let's say $25. I would do $25. I mean, I'm normally around $15, $20 now, but I would do $25 a ticket, right? And then I would get a deal with the venue where I would probably get 50% of the bar. So you figure you're going to make on average, you're probably somewhere between $75 and maybe $125 a person, depending on how much they drink. And, you know, I wouldn't get any of the food, but I would get 50% of the bar. And for, you know, I mean, you do like, you know, 100, 200 people for someone like me, and that's just one show. That's worth it. That's worth a trip to Jacksonville. That's worth a trip over to Orlando. That's worth a trip down to Fort Lauderdale. All right. And then you also get an opportunity to meet and greet folks who know you from the platform. Man, what he's talking about to me is music to my ears. You know what I mean? Music to my ears. You know what I mean? And it's definitely a good thing for all of us in the business of content creation.
Free content.
What's the cost of that content?
It's all, that's the great news. It's a rev share. I've already aggregated. Go to Local Now. If you go to Local Now, you can authenticate from your zip code, and I'm telling you the weather, and I'm giving you sports and traffic in your zip code, and I've aggregated billions and billions and billions of dollars of content on a rev share basis.
Is the content,
just like YouTube?
Is the content going to be primarily entertainment? Is it going to be news?
Everything.
I mean, everything. So you want to be everything to everybody?
I didn't say that.
Okay.
But I'm going to be. So you said that, but I'm going to be.
Okay.
And so what you, remember what you said, does it have news? Remember I said I've already have at Local
You do,
Now, 400 ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox affiliates delivering the local news, right?
Yeah.
So go there. We already have 30,000 movies, TV shows, and documentaries. Go to Local Now, check it out. But it's not the greatest name in the world. Local Now, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Now I have one of the greatest names on the internet. I have BuzzFeed.
Okay.
I have HuffPost is great.
Well, HuffPost is I'm asking there. Is there
Little
almost
too
more
left-leaning
value
for me,
in
but
the
I get his
HuffPost
point.
name and their subscriber base than BuzzFeed itself?
It's not either or. We're doing it all.
Okay.
HuffPost is going to have streaming. BuzzFeed's going to have streaming. Tasty's going to have streaming. It's free. You know the world's favorite word, Romaine?
Costly?
Free.
Okay.
Free. You didn't pass the test. I want to talk to the AI, Romaine.
Is this a big pivot for you too? I had to ask you though too. I mean,
hey, he's right, man. There's nothing better than hearing free. Ain't nobody gonna be mad when they hear free. You know what I'm saying? What did old boy say in Amistad? Give us free. Everybody want free, bro. And I mean, listen, he sounds extremely excited. He's a billionaire. He has the means to do it. I would be excited too. It sounds to me that he has all these pieces lying around and he's trying to form Voltron with these pieces. And I know he'll be able to do it. Now, how effective will Voltron be once formed? That's the question. But that's always the question, man. That's why it's big business. That's why there's so much money riding on this. But I would 100% I will 100% sign up and do what I got to do and holler at this guy, this platform and put this, I really want to know platform on BuzzFeed as well as YouTube. I just think it's a smart move. I think it's a smart move. And then when he talked about Huffington Post, I mean, they're a little too liberal for me. I wish they would bring it after rein it in a little bit, kind of come back to the center a little bit. And I will rock with them. I mean, they're definitely left of breaking points, and Crystal pulls breaking points to the left. But Saga is there to pull it back towards the right, to pull it back towards the center. I think if Huffington Post were to do something like that and bring it back to the center, they would be more successful, in my humble opinion.
Obviously, the Weather Channel, probably your crown jewel. At least it's the thing most people kind of know you for these days here. This sounds like a little bit of a pivot away from the cable and traditional TV model. No, it's no pivot?
No, because the Weather Channel is a technology platform.
Okay.
It's a technology platform.
All right.
You know why I was able to get the Weather Channel at a 1.85 multiple?
No idea.
Everybody on Wall Street looked at it as a cable network. And I'm like, no, it's not a cable network. But thank God you got it wrong.
Yeah.
Because I own it. It's a technology platform. It uses proprietary software to deliver at all the cable head ends to deliver the weather in your zip code. Okay. It's hardwired into the Pentagon as a matter of national security. Okay. It is a technology platform. That's what the Weather Channel is. So when I bought the Weather Channel, say, well, you bought a cable network. Yeah, you can call it that. But I have a technology platform that allows me to do something no other cable platform can do.
Are you interested in buying or need to buy anything else to sort of build out this vision?
Well, I'm building the world's biggest media company. So I'm going to constantly be doing acquisitions.
Yeah.
And BuzzFeed, I love the fact that it's publicly traded.
Right.
I love that.
So
That gives
is
us
there
a
something out
currency.
there you're looking at now that you want to share with us?
Yeah, I'm looking to buy everything. I'm trying to buy your shoes. I'm looking
Okay,
to buy everything.
I can. You're going to pay more than $3 a share for that.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's worth more than $3 a share. But at the end of the day, we are highly acquisitive, and we're looking to buy assets that can work together in symphony. I mean, look at this. Okay, so I've taken over CBS late night.
Yeah.
Okay.
When does that start? This week?
It starts Friday.
Yeah,
May
okay.
20. It starts Friday, May 22nd. That was the night that my hero, Johnny Carson, my hero, my mentor, he stepped down. Friday, May 22nd, 1992. I'm stepping up Friday, May 22nd, 2006, 34 years later. So I'm taking that time period at 11:35, Monday through Friday. This is the time period that Colbert occupies as we speak.
Yeah.
And I'll be in that time period Monday through Friday with Comics Unleashed with Byron Allen,
Right.
my favorite comedian. That's 2.5 hours back to back.
Yeah.
Right. And then right after that, a comedy game show that I created, Funny You Should Ask. For every question, there's a funny answer. Now, I am paying CBS for that time period.
Yeah.
And when I said to CBS, because I've invested over $1 billion buying ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox affiliates, right? And when I said to CBS, you're spending between those 2 hours over $150 million to produce those shows.
So the production cost for your show is significantly less.
Well,
than
they don't
what-
care because they don't have to spend that $150 million. I said, stop spending that
But
money.
you have to make the economies
I
of
make
scale
the shows,
work.
but I'm already making the shows for syndication in my cable networks because I own a 24-hour cable network called comedy.tv. And I said, you're putting all these resources into this late night time period, and you're throwing the audience into me, throwing them to me with my local affiliates, and I'm running 1-800-SPRAY-ON-HAIR and 1-800-ABS in 15 minutes. Stop wasting your money. Save your $150 a year. I'll pay you millions for the time period. I will put my shows on, and they're working very well. Comics Unleashed is already on at 12:30 following Colbert. It's working very well, very well. And I said, guys, I'll save you easily $150, $170 million, $180 million. They said, let's do it. So we started putting the show on at 12:35 after Colbert back in September.
Right.
We're doing great. According to Nielsen, I'm winning in 43 of the 56 metered markets.
Right.
That's not bad for a show that just started in September. And they're making money day one. So I sell the commercial time. So I control 14,000 30-second spots over the course of the year.
All right.
You want to buy one for $100,000? But here's what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm going to promote BuzzFeed and HuffPost in that time period.
Wow. Wow. Guys, that right there, that man right there, fire. What are the young kids saying now? Gas. He gas. Like he gas. Yo, that's crazy. And I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret. You guys know I'm a networker, bro. That's my thing. I love to network. I tell folks all the time, man, really work on networking, really drill down and get going on that. And I'm 1 degree of separation away from Byron Allen. I was talking to one of my homies, and I actually sent this clip to one of my mans, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. This is wild. Like, I think this would be really good. Someone finally can compete with YouTube. And my man was like, yo, I just had lunch with Byron. He's very excited about this acquisition. He's really excited about what he's doing right now. And I didn't know my man knew him like that. Like, what? He's like, yeah, we just had lunch. 1 degree away from that guy. That brother who used to be a comedian, still a comedian, that became a self-made billionaire and is out here cutting crazy deals with networks and doing his thing and building his own platform and going against the biggest streamer on the planet. I'm 1 degree of separation from that guy. Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. Y'all just wait. One day I'll post a picture. You know what I'm saying? It'd be one of them kind of pictures like, what's up? I'll be sitting there right next to him. I didn't even know about this comedy TV. I didn't know that he has this game show that's coming on. I didn't know he was doing, this late show thing. I'm definitely gonna look into it. I mean, bro, he's gonna need comedians, right? I'm definitely gonna look into it. This is crazy good. Crazy good. Man, Drill's in the building. What's good, fam? Yeah, man, we're talking about Byron Allen and BuzzFeed competing with YouTube. So, you know, I went to AI, not Byron Allen's AI, but as soon as their AI gets up and running, I'm going to go to their AI too. Big fan of Claude, but I use Claude for other things. When I just want to do just like basic little quick, you know, looking for stats or looking for just basic shit like pros and cons, I use ChatGPT, right? And I use the paid version, like $20 a month. It is what it is. You know, I'm not saying to spend the money, but I am telling you that to me, I believe it's worth it, especially for what I'm doing. It's good to have a couple of AIs. I will go to a third AI. If Byron Allen's AI is as good as ChatGPT, then I will use his. I'm gonna keep Claude. Claude does something different, but I will definitely use his. So what are the pros and cons of BuzzFeed competing with YouTube? Let's start with the cons. Last time I started with the pros. Let's start with the cons. Number one con of BuzzFeed competing with YouTube, YouTube's massive head start. And that's true. That is so true. How do you get around that massive head start? They've been out there, they're established, they're doing their thing, they are the gold standard. You know, that's definitely a con. YouTube has billions of users, an enormous content library, and nearly 20 years of network effects behind it. Right? They know what they're doing. They are truly Goliath in this thing. But Byron Allen, I mean, bro, he has access to more money if he needs it. No one said this is going to be an easy fight or a fair fight, but he's a billionaire, so he'll be able to get in there and mix it up. So creator loyalty, they got that listed as a con. Most established creators already have audiences, sponsorships, and income streams built on YouTube. That is true, but there are more people that don't. So you have a lot of like the small and the new coming content creators and the people who don't have a lot of money coming from there. I mean, they're still going to leave their stuff on YouTube, but they'll gladly go start and start streaming on BuzzFeed. What did Byron Allen say, man? What's better, one check or two? We still going to cut you a check. We understand that you're over there on YouTube. We understand that YouTube is the gold standard. We get all that, but you can still be over here, right? Because you ain't got no tie to them. You can still be over here. We're going to pay you too. So why wouldn't they move over? So I don't think creator loyalty would be much of a con, but it's listed as number 2 con. Number 3 con, and this will be infrastructure cost. Already talked about that. He's definitely going to have to invest a bunch of money. But the good news is they're already there. They got stuff. It's not like you're starting from scratch. But infrastructure cost. Hosting and streaming billions of hours of video is incredibly expensive and difficult, facts. But again, this is a legit billionaire. This is a businessman with people in media backing him. So he'll be able to overcome that. The infrastructure cost is baked into this thing. Like he says, he's already got $100 million. He's going to get more money if he needs it. It's baked into this thing. And the big thing is he'll be able to get people to do stuff for him at a fraction of their normal cost because of who he is and what he's doing. It's like, look, man, we're going after YouTube. He could be talking to CBS, ABC, NBC, and Fox. Like, look, we're going after YouTube. I know you guys don't care about this fight. Y'all ain't got a dog in this fight, but do me a favor, do me a solid, help me out. Won't you waive my costs on this, that, and the third for a little bit so I can take that money and invest in this fight and get an entrenched position on YouTube. Maybe I can hit them at their flanks or whatever. And I will pay you back X amount of percentage on that. Just give me a little breathing room here, help me out, or just kick in the money straight up. Just throw me the money. He'll be able to do stuff like that. I mean, billionaires know billionaires, and that's what they do. Money begets money. So, and BuzzFeed is already publicly traded. Not gonna lie, bro, I am really thinking about throwing a couple dollars over there just because they haven't they're in the process now of getting up to speed. I'm looking at throwing a couple dollars in there. I haven't checked to see where BuzzFeed is. But this was months ago, and I think they were saying it was like $1.40. I don't know where it went. I don't know where the stock price went after the acquisition. But I mean, bro, if it's under $10 a share, if it's under $50 a share, I'm gonna throw some money in there. Why not? You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I'll just take my budget for my next trip somewhere. So this is what I'm gonna do. I just thought about it. I'm gonna be in Miami for the 4th of July weekend. My brother wants to go down and see my people, and it's gonna be great. I got folks down there that I got to see that I love, and everything is going to be great. Whatever I spend in that weekend on that trip is how much I'm going to invest in BuzzFeed. I'm going to buy that many shares. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start there. Why not? Brand challenges. Many viewers still associate BuzzFeed with clickbait, quizzes, and viral content rather than a serious video platform. Facts. And all that is the brand challenges. I mean, all you gotta do is you do a rollout, right? You do a rollout. You go and get some of the big people to kind of, back you and say, hey, we're moving over. I mean, could you imagine Mr. Beast was like, hey, check out some of my exclusive content on BuzzFeed? Motherfuckers will go over there just see the Mr. Beast stuff. You know what I mean? And YouTube's still gonna pay Mr. Beast. If YouTube say you can't do that or we're not gonna pay you, like, fine, I'll take my whole platform over there. Byron Allen's about to give me, $800 million anyway. Whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? I don't think he would do that much, to be honest with you, but whatever the case may be. YouTubers will be in a position where they can't lose someone like Mr. Beast, so they're not going to say much. They'll be mad, they'll pout, but there's nothing they can do about it. So the brand, that brand challenge, I don't think it'd be too bad. It's just a rollout. You just kind of be smart with your rollout. You got news affiliates in all these different markets. That's you just tell them to cover this news story. Hey, cover my BuzzFeed news story, blah, blah, blah. And that's every local news affiliate is going to be covering it. So YouTube can't do that. Content migration problem. That's the number 5 con. A platform is only valuable if curators and viewers move together. Getting both groups to switch is extremely difficult. Facts. But it might be difficult. Doesn't mean it can't be done. Right? It's difficult getting to the moon, right? But we went there. Just did a drive-by. Just did a flyby on the moon not too long ago. It's difficult to get to Mars, but we got remote control vehicles on Mars right now. So I don't think that that's going to be a real problem. So I'm looking at the 5 cons. I don't think any one of these things are insurmountable. I think that Byron Allen has some. So now let's look at the pros. The pros of BuzzFeed competing with YouTube. Number 1, better revenue sharing, 100%. A new competitor will force YouTube to improve creator payouts and monetization options. Absolutely. And it will force YouTube to stop shadow banning. It will force YouTube to begin pushing long form content again instead of just pushing short form. Yeah, 100%. That's yes. And I guarantee you, YouTube has already begun showing love to their content creators. Right? I'm telling you, I'm seeing more views on my shit. Y'all, you guys know we pretty much talk about the same stuff over and over, but I'm seeing more views. Whereas before I was getting like maybe 1% of my subscriber account would watch videos and stuff like that. Now it really should be 20%. It's like I don't understand why my views are so low. Like, why wouldn't my views be 20%? Right? Well, every video I put out should be at least 400 views, right? Of course, 20% of my subscriber base would watch, right? It means the algorithm isn't pushing it out there. And then we all know, because we're always here, you guys rock with me, my day ones. You guys have been with me for the long run, from the very beginning, and y'all can't find this content sometimes. I keep telling people, do me a favor, go and make sure you're still subscribed to my channel, because people are getting kicked off my channel. I don't know how. And sure enough, there's always 1 or 2 like, yeah, man, damn, I'm glad you said something. I noticed I'm not following you anymore. I didn't unsubscribe, so I resubscribe. I see it all the time. So yes, it's going to be better revenue sharing, and it's going to be less effery from YouTube. YouTube is going to be forced to pay attention to their content creators and stop with the foolishness. Number 2, more choice for creators, which kind of ties into number 1. Creators wouldn't be dependent on a single platform for income and audience growth. Facts. Which, again, you can go to Kick, you can go to Twitch, you can go to locals, you can go to Rumble, but they're not really competing with YouTube. Well, we all know that. I mean, it is what it is. But this BuzzFeed, big name, big platform, backed by a billionaire, this could change the game for creators. Less algorithm control. I like that. Competition could reduce YouTube's ability to dictate what content succeeds. See, that's what I'm talking about right there, bro. Everybody know that YouTube manipulates their algorithm. There's the shadow banning. There's stuff that they push, they want to push. We all know this. We all know this, even though YouTube vehemently denies it. We know this is what they do. You know what I mean? So yeah, this will force them to stop doing that. Less algorithm control. Innovation. A serious rival will push both companies to improve features, discovery tools, and creator support. And that's, to me, that's the biggest one. And right. He's absolutely right. YouTube is going to be more focused on innovation. Like, hey, we got to do something to keep our content creators from jumping over to BuzzFeed. And BuzzFeed is going to be like, hey, man, we got to continue innovating over here so we can continue to get those people to jump off the boat at YouTube and come over here and hopefully maybe even stay over here and only exclusively be here. So absolutely, this is why capitalism does work. When the government gets out the way, when people get out of the way, capitalism does work. This is why you don't want monopolies. You don't want that. YouTube is a monopoly, bro. They run this. They run this. They got all of the politicians in their pocket, all that. And that's another thing too. Byron Allen got a lot of politicians in his pocket. He know a lot of people. He can help a lot of people get a seat or keep their seat. He can donate money. He can donate something more important than money. He can donate campaign ads time. I don't know how the rules work these days, but these politicians are paying for, campaign ads on TV. He can give them cut rates. Hey, work with me. I'll give you a cut rate over here. I just need you to vote this way on this bill, or I just need you to give, more pressure on YouTube, or I need you to take more pressure off of me. So yeah. And then number 5, reduced platform risk. If creators get demonetized or suspended on one platform, they could have another major option. And that's the biggest one of all right there, bro. The biggest one of all. And YouTube is gonna become more First Amendment friendly. They're gonna be like, okay, they're gonna be less apt to uphold a frivolous copyright claim. They're gonna be like, hey man, that has nothing to do with us. You got a problem with it, you got to take it to court. That may happen. Now, the flip side to that is YouTube and BuzzFeed might come to an agreement and say, hey, we're definitely, when it comes to copyrighted content, whatever, and fair use, we're both going to do it this way. That could happen. But I doubt it, because you want every advantage in that type of a fight. You want every advantage. And if we know, if we're out here and we know that BuzzFeed is like really good about content and copyright strikes, and they're just not giving you a strike because someone said you violated the copyright laws. If they're like, no, here's a process. We have a legal department that handles that. We ran it by them. Our legal department says we're okay. That is not a copyright infringement. That does fall under fair use or whatever. If BuzzFeed is doing that, bro, I'm just making up numbers here, but I could see 70, maybe 80% of the young, new, small content creator platforms going over right there. I know I would. I still got a strike on this platform because some girl said something she didn't like on her platform, and I reviewed it. I reacted to it, and she lied to YouTube and said, oh, it's a copyright claim, and they gave me a strike. And I'm going to keep that strike. I told them, like, hey, here's the video. I did not violate any copyright infringement. She was talking about Bill Burr, looking at his platform, using his content, and I'm reacting to her, and they give me a copyright strike. No, if BuzzFeed is like, hey, this is how we're going to do it. This is how, this is how we work that. We got a legal department. They look at it, and this is what we're doing. And if you don't like it, if you're saying that they violated your copyright privileges or whatever, then you can take them to court. But we looked at it. That falls under fair use. We ain't tripping. You could take it to court. And if BuzzFeed is doing that and YouTube is still just giving strikes and tearing down people's sites and all that kind of stuff and not even communicating with you, I'm telling you, people are going to go over to BuzzFeed. I'm telling you, man. They're going to go to BuzzFeed. Brother Penny, like, will you be streaming on both YouTube and BuzzFeed once it rolls out? Absolutely, bro. I'm going to do just what Byron Allen said, man. 2 checks are better than 1. But, you know what I mean? If I'm successful, I'm only 1 degree of separation away from him. If I'm successful, and I can maybe, have drinks with him one day or dinner or something like that, or I'm talking to one of his people, and they say, hey, we're looking for, young platforms. We kind of like what you're doing. We see what you're doing. And they want to sit down and talk to me about doing exclusive stuff on BuzzFeed, then I would absolutely go with BuzzFeed. Absolutely go to BuzzFeed. Like, why not? And I would just only be on BuzzFeed. That's something to consider. But yeah, and it's short of that, of course, I'll do both. Just like now, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, and we're on X. And then just have BuzzFeed up there. We'll be on BuzzFeed too. Shout out to StreamYard, man. They do a really good job with what they're doing. I'm surprised Byron Allen didn't buy them. Right? There's a big upside to this. You're right, brother. Huge upside. There's a huge upside to this. 100%. 100%. And I see no downside for content creation. For content creators and content curation, I think Brother Penny is right. I think there's gonna be a push to allow long form content to do its thing, and we're not gonna punish the people who do long form so we can reward the people who do short form so we can go after TikTok and Instagram, whatever. But I'm telling you, I think YouTube is gonna be like, oh, we got to start pushing this long form content, because I don't know if this is true, but in my mind, I truly believe that YouTube is definitely pushing the short form, the shorts, but I think they're purposely stepping on the long form in order to push the short form. I think not only do they just not push it, but I think they're suppressing it. To be honest with you, it's not like, oh, we don't care, we're just gonna let it go, but it's like purposely programming the algorithm to ignore the long form content. I think that's what they're doing. All that stops when BuzzFeed is ready and they come and make their strike and they go up. You know what I'm saying? They throw that first blow against YouTube. So, hey, man, I'm excited. You can probably hear it in my voice. Byron Allen's excited. You heard it in his voice. There was another video I was going to show. It was like Black Millionaires. It's in the description below if you want to check it out. I'm not going to pull it up. I'm just going to end it here. But I like this. I like this. I think this is a good thing. Finally, someone's gonna throw us a bone down here at the bottom 99. We're gonna get us a little bone. Maybe the bone will even have a little bit of meat on it, right? A little bit of meat. This is gonna be a good thing. Brother Penny, knowing what you know now, you can get in on the ground floor. You can establish yourself as an OG streamer on BuzzFeed and become a force to be reckoned with on the platform. Yeah, but I'm gonna try. 100%. I'm gonna try, fam. Great comment. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. And like I said, I'm in a position where I could literally be sitting next to the man, having a drink, talking about comedy, talking about podcasting and all that kind of stuff. You know, oh, you do comedy? I do comedy, podcast. I do. I've been on YouTube, man. You know, YouTube has been treating me like a redheaded stepchild, bro. Just treat me like a farm hand. You know what I mean? I'm out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm out there, you know what I mean, a field slave. And that's a possibility, bro. I mean, I don't know where that conversation might be. It might be in New York. It might be in LA. It might be in London. But I mean, I could have an opportunity to sit down across from this brother and just kind of get to know the brother, talk, chop it up or whatever. Yeah. He might say, hey, man, so are you with us? Like, yeah, I'm with y'all. Like, yeah, I'm already doing my thing. You know, I could show him the analytics. And I was like, I got some ideas. I would love to sit down with one of your people and just kind of chop it up. I would love to get in the room and just kind of give you my perspective on what's going on here and how you can, win this war. Man, wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? And this is why you got to build up your network, fellas. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, there's nothing more important than networking your way into situations. And the key is just be competent. Like you can't be some dum-dum that has a really good network and then get into a situation where you're in a room and then you just say something stupid. Like, networking is part of it, but your social skills have to be on point. You got to know what you're talking about. You got to know how to move. You got to know how to dress. Got to know how to smell and all the rest of it, right? I know you guys like, oh, this sounds like red pill stuff. I mean, yeah, it's red pill, but we ain't talking about getting on girls. We're talking about the business side of things, but all those things still apply. Right? Whether you're talking about trying to get women or you're trying to close a deal or you're trying to get your foot in the door or you're trying to network, all that stuff applies. So next time I come on, we're definitely going to be talking about some red pill stuff. We'll probably be talking about this book. It's some, she hit, Dr. Deborah hit on some really good stuff in that book. I want to finish reading it. I'm definitely going to finish by tonight. Like I said, I had to put the book down for that last part of chapter 7 was really disturbing, but I think I'll be able to finish it tonight. And we're gonna do some red pill stuff. We're gonna have some, continue to have some conversations. One of the things I like to tell my red pill brothers out there, yo, quit being so upset, man. Y'all need to stop being mad. Stop being mad. Some of these dudes, that's all they want to do. They just want to argue, fuss, and fight, and they're just, butthurt. I get it. They're not trying to do any work. They don't want to get any better. They just want to complain. But for those guys out there who are trying to get better, who are trying to fix your issues, complaining about it, man, it ain't gonna do you no good, bro. You got to do the work. You got to get better. Look at yourself. Take a hard look in the mirror. Assess yourself. Self-assessment. Figure out what you're doing wrong. Fix it, and then assess yourself again. So we're gonna do a show. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about some red pill stuff next time you guys see me. Appreciate it. We have 5 people consistently. I mean, like I said, we're small. We know we're being shadow banned over here. So when I see 5 people in the chat, to me, in my mind, it's like 500. I'm just happy to have y'all. I enjoy these conversations. If there's anything you want me to cover, remember, hit me up on Instagram. It's scrolling below. DM me on Instagram if you want me to cover something. Shoot it to me, and I'll do my best to cover it. There it is right there. I really want to know. Put my hand up here. I really want to know podcast, and then there's the Cash App. If you want to send me some money, I will always take your money. You know what I mean? Because we got to do new stuff, man. Like I've been trying to upgrade the lights. I got these big old box lights. I still got the ring light here. I got these little lights on the side, a red and a blue light. I got another light in the case over there. I got a whiteboard. I got a big TV over here. I'm trying to constantly upgrade the studio, so I really appreciate it. If you guys want to donate, man, I will be so happy to receive your donation, to receive that love, and that money goes right back into the podcast, into the platform. And that's it, man. Appreciate you, brother W Stream. I appreciate that, man. We're done, man. So keep your eyes out on that. Do me a favor, check out that BuzzFeed stock, man. See where it is right now. I'm just curious. I wonder where BuzzFeed is right now. Remember when he bought it, it was like at $1.40. He bought it for like $3 a share. I wonder where it is. And boy, it can go far. It really can. So I appreciate you guys. I will be back. I might even come back tonight on a late night, just pop-up stream. I might do that, or I might be on someone else's platform. Definitely will be back tomorrow with some recordings. I got some stuff I want to talk about. So, we're going to go hard. I'm trying to post a couple times a day, and then do a whole bunch of shorts. So that's what we're doing over here. Anyway, that's enough. I got to go. I've been running my mouth long enough. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm DL saying this is that I Really Want to Know podcast, and I will see y'all soon. Peace.
Nothing like I've ever seen. It's just a thing of beauty.
Darn, that's the end.
Thanks for watching. We really appreciate your support. And if you like that video, check out this one, or maybe that one. We'll see you around. Peace.